How you guys doing today on this lovely day? Well, lovely Wednesday, sunny outside, it's looking good. Hope everybody having a good, beautiful day. What if it's raining, snowing, whatever in your area. But my name is Malak. If you're not subbed to the channel, y'all know the vibe. Y'all can press the sub button, then press the notification bell to be notified when I do go live. Today we're going to be talking about ineffectiveness of our justice system. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on with our justice system, and I just want to jump in right into it. Like, you know about like how Lindsay, Destiny, and Christiana, they all went to like jail and been to prison and stuff like that, but they keep going back. So I just want to jump right into it. Like, are these women set up to fail? Like when Christiana turned herself in, she was told welcome back immediately right out the gate. They was like, welcome back. It seems like she don't really have no structure. Like when she got out, it's no structure for her. You know, like there's no real help. Like you seen what she did. She went right back to doing what she was used to doing. Within a matter of a couple hours, like she went missing. She went back to drugging and stuff. It was very sad, you know, to see somebody like that. I mean, she wants better for herself, but she can't help but to just go back to her old ways and old habits. It's very sad, you know. But I just want to jump into the three of these women, and I want to give a more better understanding and a respect to people, you know, in a different type of scenario. Maybe somebody might have went through it. They can come up here and talk about it. But also, I just want to talk about Destiny, Lindsay, and Christiana. They all have lengthy track records. It's like with their track records, it's like they have drugs on their record, you know, like possession. I think one of them had robbery or something, but they got a lengthy track record, and it's bad for them, you know. I just want to know what can be done to ensure that people like them stay out of the system. I think that they need like a lot of stuff going on. Like they need help from the family, the grandmas, the dads, the granddads, the sisters, the brothers, anybody in their family that's close to them to help them out instead of just, you know, like regular guys or just regular people that they don't know that they just only knew for a year. They need people that's been around for years that know them and know their behavior and know how they're gonna act. They need people like that in their life. And another thing I want to know, when they keep making poor decisions without the proper help that they need. Yes, I believe that they will keep making like poor decisions because they're not getting any help. They're just like getting out of jail and jumping right into a relationship, or getting out of jail going right back to the same neighborhood they were just in that they went to jail in. They're going right back to the same people that they got out of jail to go see, that they went in before they even seen them. They went in and now they back out and they seeing the same exact people, same exact setting. It looks bad, you know, like for them. But at the end of the day, I just feel for those people, and I feel for all three of them really. Like the prison has failed them seriously. It's bad. But also, is getting out and getting into a relationship immediately a good idea? I would say no. I would say personally, no, that's not a good idea for them. That's why I think that's where they really messing up at. And I think the guys who are getting into the relationships with them are messing them up because they need more time to themselves. That's why when Christiana got out, she went to a halfway house. You know, when she went to the halfway house, it didn't work really because she ended up leaving, and I'm pretty sure she wanted to be around John. So she's dealing with all this stress and stuff like that. So she just decided to go AWOL and bounce, you know, and she went missing. It took for him to get in touch with his sister and the mom to find her, you know, like nobody knew where she was at. And that's the sad part about it, is she easily can go missing, you know, but then be high at the same time. It's a very sad situation. Like I don't even think she cared about going back to prison at that time. She just wanted to get her a little fix. She just got out. Like that's what I say about the factor of people who are on drugs and going in and out of prison is it's bad. Like they're gonna repeat again. You know, like they're gonna be a a habitual offender, like a repetitive offender. They're going to keep going back. That's what the system considered them as. But I just want to say this too also. 80% of those leaving prison go back due to lack of education and particular skills. Um, that's very true. They don't have the skill settings to even be, they're like out of prison. They don't have no skills at all. Like nobody's teaching them how to not to go back to these places in these environments where you're gonna be easily like manipulated to doing what you used to do because you're around the same people that was doing that once at a time. So it might be some of those people you go back around, they might have been on the same exact thing as they was as when you went in and now that you're out. And they might look good or whatever, but then everything that looks good isn't always good, especially in their situations. Like, nah, they need the practical skills to even learn how to deal with people, like it's bad. It's very bad. And also, is our justice system fractured? Is it fair? If all y'all don't know that, you see all these people are getting wrongfully accused of crimes that they didn't do, and they spend years or maybe decades in prison, and they finally catch the person who did what they was doing. It's kind of the same thing as they shouldn't be throwing these women just in prison knowing they gonna just get out and do the same exact thing. Like their thing is they want drugs. So they do the drugs, they're going back because they're gonna do something that can conflict them to go right back to prison. So I think that the system is broken. Basically, they don't even care no more who they're throwing in prison. They'll just throw you in there. They throwing kids in prison. What makes you think they ain't gonna throw somebody who already did something before and caught a felony that they won't throw them right back, and they'll throw them faster than they'll throw anybody else in. As soon as they see you can be driving down the road and you have a fractured, you have a broken tail light. Or maybe your tire might be flat and you just pulled over on the side of the road waiting for road assistance. Now say you just got out of prison a couple years ago, you got a major felon, you had a class A felon or something. Police pull you over. This is how you know the system broken. They get to saying, license and registration, please, and insurance. You give them all that. They come back, oh, your name is such and such and such. Well, can I search your car? Because they know they ran your name in the system, so they see that you was in the system before. They find anything in that car, I don't even care if it's a weapon. If they find anything in that car that's going to suspect you to be a suspect or anything, it might not even be yours. Somebody might have left some in your car, you're going to jail. Just because you got a felon. That's how bad the system is. They ain't going to give you no chance. They just going to throw you in jail, and then you're going to be waiting for an arraignment to go to court. Now, let's move on to the next thing. I think that Christiana, Lindsay, and Destiny, they need prison reform with substance abuse treatment, faith-based programs, and mental health support are a few things that can help change prisoners. Like them, that's what they exactly need. And keep them out when they are released. Basically, it can keep them out of jail for when they are released because they can be around people who are wanting to be better in life. They want to be better in life, so they could be around those type of people who are just not in the system no more. They was, but now they're out. They don't want to be around that type of stuff. So you get around these type of people who are already been through your shoes and seen what it takes to overcome it. They can help you. You need to be around more people like that. That beat addiction. That beat their habits, and I think they're not really around those type of people right now. I'm looking at the guys they date. Some of the things that they do to these, like for these women, they just leaving the whole house with the keys everywhere, credit cards here, a car outside. You're giving them a way to escape, or use your credit card, or you leave your wallet on the table. You're giving them a way to get your stuff and bounce. That's not a good method for them. If you put them in a house, you don't need to have nothing that they can really steal to go get a drug. Like, to be honest, it's selfish as it sounds, but I don't even think some of them should have TVs around them because they will take that TV and go sell it. I'm being dead serious when I speak on it. But do our prisoners have any of it? I don't think they don't have any of it. To be honest with you, I don't think that Christiana, Destiny or Lindsay had any of those things, the prison reform with substance abuse treatment, faith-based programs, or mental support groups. I don't think they had none of that when they got. I think they just got straight out. Maybe they might have had it in prison, but you're dealing with the people who's been in prison and they're still in there. They'll say anything to get out. Anybody say anything to get out of prison, to be honest with you. But it ain't no telling what they were saying in their groups in prison. So I don't really take those type of groups serious in prison because you're only just trying to use this as an outlet to get out so it can look better in the board of directors and stuff like that when you go sit down and have your when you go sit down and have your parole, like when they want to parole you if you're eligible for parole. That's when you get to talk to them people. You got to sit in front of 3 officers or 3 detectives, whatever, and they tell you well, this would determine if you're going to get out today or get out in a couple months. And you get to telling them, oh, I took a couple of mental health groups, support groups in here. We all sit around. I did about 20 of those in a year. They might, what did you learn from them? And if you can't tell these people what you learned from them, then they might not let you out. But at the same time, if you're up there like not learning anything, period, nah, the system can be so broken they might just let you out just because you served your time. But do they give a shit? To be honest with you, I don't think the system gives a shit. They just want you to come in and go out, come back in, because they can make money off of you sitting in there anyway. They make $100. You make actually when you're sitting in jail, you make $100 a day, like towards your fees or whatever. It's supposed to be $100 when you sit in jail. I know in Washington they do that in Pierce County. It's $100 a day towards like if you're if they want to set you up for like what's that? Well, bail, yeah, bail. If they put a bail on you and it's a high bail, you get paid $100 towards your bail every day that you sit in jail. It's called time served, like a day served, 2 days served. It adds up. But I just want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. What do you guys think that needs to be done to keep people like women from Love at the Lockup out of the system? So I'm gonna bring up my boy, Mr. Plumber, man. They call him Mr. Plumber. I'm gonna bring up my other Mr. Plumber, man. They call him Mr.
Hey,
Plumber.
what up? Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Hey, DB, my boy going off, ain't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I smoked a cigarette, I come up, then I hear, well, you really can't trust him. He said that you cannot have cable in your house. The chick might steal the Wi-Fi. Oh, boy. All right.
Perry, she might steal the Wi-Fi because she felt the connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, it's serious though. It's like, so
Yeah.
you mean to tell me that if y'all date, I ain't saying y'all gonna date a woman, but if you have, like when you was younger, if you dated a woman that just got out of prison, right, and you want her to do better for herself, would you? And you got your own house, would you automatically let her be around everything in your house? And she already went to jail though for doing drugs and stuff like that. Would you leave your TV and go to work and feel safe in your car keys to your other car and your credit card to your other card? You know what I'm saying? Would you leave that in the house around her?
Well, if you did, I mean, I think when you went to work, you'll be paranoid because I think part of you want to trust that person.
Yeah.
But while you sitting there at lunch break, man, you sitting there shaking, man. I wonder if my TV gone. I wonder if my couch gone. And God knows if she get that credit card. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, I get it. But yeah, I mean, it's a hard thing because even though we'll say, well, you shouldn't show this prejudice towards this person because they was locked up, it's still something back in your mind that say, hey, well, this person's been stealing so much they got caught stealing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like a one-time offense and, sweeping under the table.
Well, for me, basically, it would be like, it depends on what crime they did, and I end up in a relationship with them. But to answer the other question you asked, like what can be done, Gio, in St. Lucia, what they do, they actually have programs for them where they teach them to become carpenters, farmers, agriculture. Like there are a lot of different programs for them. So that's what they do in St. Lucia. But the thing is, they have a choice to join that program. And then when they come out, they actually become farmers themselves. They become carpenters. They become construction workers. But they teach them a trade while they're locked up. So for Destiny and them, I guess maybe I'm not no politician, but then I guess maybe they can implement stuff like that in the system, which I think they probably do have that in the US. But sometimes those people they still choose to go back to making fast money. That's the issue
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
they cannot a 9 to 5 job would not work for them. You
Mm.
Right.
understand? So they usually like the fast money. So in that case, I think it's up to them and it's their decision. I just don't like when they send them, like if they know they have a drug problem, like they send them to a halfway house. That makes no sense. Why send somebody to with a drug problem to a halfway house? You send them to rehab and try and rehabilitate them and try and get rid of the drug problem, and maybe then they might be able to function in society. But when you send them back to a halfway house where they have got people selling drugs, contraband, all that kind of stuff, it just won't work out.
But see, what about what Terry is asking? Terry Max wrote, what about a woman who doesn't do drugs that take the charge for her man because it's his last chance? But basically saying he's on his third strike. So she's gonna take one of the strikes for him instead of him getting his third strike. Because when you get three, it's 24 to life in America. And
Well,
she said,
it's her choice because she chose to be a criminal. So whatever consequences that come with it, she handle it. That's how I see it.
she's
Yeah.
saying, what about the woman in prison right now for taking man charges, basically?
But that's why I tell you it's her choice because if you married, obviously if you're dating a criminal and you know what criminal activities they're up to, if you decide to take the charge for them, it's your choice because you know what you're into. That's all I gotta say. Like they
Oh
know
yeah,
what
no,
they're
I
already
get, I
into.
get what Gio's saying. He's saying though, but okay, say we just assume this
Uh-huh.
person had all these choices before. Like you saying, they teach you carpentry and all this stuff, all these
Mhm.
programs while you in. These programs was out before they went in, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they could have went to carpentry school and all that stuff,
Uh-huh.
but they like the fast money. But what Gio saying is
Mhm.
that what if the person now that I had to, we have to talk about it. And you have to know this is fact that the person wasn't in for actually doing what they took the charge for. You know what I'm saying? Because that person was actually, she had her man's back to that degree. Most women or most men is not going to take that charge for you. So what he's saying is, what if this person took the charge for the man, didn't do nothing criminal, right? Just took this charge for him. So that person is really not a thief like you might assume or
Mhm.
whatever the charge was. She actually probably showed more
Loyalty. Okay.
support, yeah, loyalty to that
Mhm.
man, right?
Mhm.
So now you the next man, wouldn't you want this loyalty? I would say, yeah, that's the kind of loyalty I want. Because I
Yeah.
wish, if anything had happened, I would love for Sherelle just step up and take the charge. I'm just saying, you know what? Hey, I put some money on your books, everything.
What fair you sometimes. I don't know what you
What
just be
you think,
thinking.
Tanya? What you think? How you doing today? I ain't seen you in a while. How you been?
I
Hi,
know
how you
I've
doing, Tanya?
been busy. I'm talking from experience. I've been sober 9 years,
Hmm.
Mhm.
and I was on drugs for a while. But if you're not ready to get sober, you're just not going to get sober, you know. And some people going to jail is what they need to save their lives, and that might give them time to think, about what they need to do to change. But then other people, it's not the right place for them. They need to be in a rehab, to get the education they need about, what drugs are, what it's doing to their bodies, and different things like that. But it took me a while to figure out, I was in and out of rehabs for a while, and I stayed away because I caused so much hurt and pain to my family. I waited until I was 2 years sober to reach out back to my mom and stuff because I didn't want to hurt anybody anymore.
Right.
But
Mhm.
I mean, I lost my nursing license. I lost everything. I lived in a car
Mm. Sorry
and
to
all
hear that.
kinds of stuff. Now I live in a $250,000 house. I
Mm.
mean, me and my boyfriend's been through everything together. We actually met in rehab, and they don't see. I wouldn't suggest that, but we've
Yeah.
been together 12, 13 years now. But yeah, it's hard. But I don't know. I mean, some people, he was in prison and got sober. That's what made him get sober. But I was in and out of rehab for
Yeah,
a while.
but I'm glad that you came out of that. But the question I got for you, do you think because of the things that you lost, like your family trust, your nursing license, those things while you was in prison made you realize you can't continue that path?
I didn't go to prison, and it just took me to. I mean, the things that I lost, it hurt.
Right, right.
But
Mhm.
I think losing myself was the point that made me
Okay,
get sober.
I got you.
You know, because that stuff you can get back, but when you get to the point where you can't even look at yourself in the mirror,
Hmm.
you know, and then it's like I got up one day and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I had been thinking about it for a while, but then I just got to the point where I was like, I'm done. I'm just done.
So basically, what you're saying is that truly, all these things can happen. You can lose this, lose that, but it's a personal choice. That person got to want to change. If that person's not going to change, they'll go back to the same habits
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah. 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 And my mom kept thinking, because I had a couple grandkids, and she thought I would quit because of that. And it didn't matter. That's how
But
bad it was. It just
I'm
didn't
really, I'm
matter.
really, I'm really happy for you, Tanya. Honestly, I'm really
Yeah,
happy for you.
we're
Yeah,
proud of you. You made it out. You know, a lot of
Yeah,
people aren't fortunate
a
enough to
lot of
make
people can't. Yeah, they don't
Oh,
make it
my
out.
first 6 months of sobriety, I seen every month there was somebody I knew that died. You know, it was really bad. Sobriety, I seen every.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it's a bad thing. I seen just recently 3 people I knew that were struggling for years that I knew died from overdoses. So it just people are dying out there, and it's really sad. But you want people to get better, and you know you pray for people to get better.
Right.
Yeah.
But until they make that personal decision, I mean, you can talk to somebody until you're blue in the face.
hmm
Yeah, and most people that got kids understand that. But I would say this, that I'm proud of you, Tanya. I mean, because
Thank you.
and people who got kids, you know, you can tell your kid 1,000 things. Until he want to get it or she want to get it, they're not gonna get it.
Right.
Like you said, it's
Right.
a personal choice, but it's a hard thing because a lot of people once they get caught up into that stuff, and you know because you went through it, it's a hard thing to break if you truly don't want it.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's very
It's
hard.
always
You
easy
get
to
caught up in the lifestyle, you get caught up
right,
in everything.
and then it's
It's
always easier to take 3 steps back to then 2 steps forward. It's always
right.
easier to go back.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
because
is.
my grandmother, she was an alcoholic, and on my mother's side, that's why I never met her, because she actually passed away from drinking, like alcohol abuse,
Hmm.
and it messed up her livers, yeah, her liver. It messed up her liver, and then it went bad, and then she just passed away. So that's why I'm happy for you, because at least you decided to make that choice in your life to actually change, and you wanted that change and you did it. But some people, they just, it's the addiction is so strong that it's really hard for them to actually get out of that and try and make something better for themselves or stay
Well,
off
yeah,
that.
Yeah, my mom wouldn't even trust me in her house to go to the
Yeah.
bathroom. I'd stand outside and talk to her, and she wouldn't even trust me in her house. Now I have a key to my mom's house. She can leave money around me.
Yeah.
It's a totally different than it was before. You know, totally different. And I enjoy my life today. I was so miserable at the end. I just wanted to die, but I was too afraid to do anything about it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
You know, and I feel for people that are still out there because nobody chooses to be an addict. You don't grow up thinking, I'm going to be an addict or I'm going to be an alcoholic.
Right, right.
Yeah.
You know, who would want that kind of life? You know, it's not good for anybody. And then, you know, I think that I don't know, the justice system needs to find some other way to deal with people that have those issues.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree with
I
you.
agree with you 100%.
totally agree. 'Cause
Yeah.
Thank you, Rebecca, for the super chat. I appreciate it a lot. But I was gonna say, and I'm sorry, Didi, about your grandma and stuff too, and I appreciate
Yeah, I
Triple
am
W,
too.
sharing your story with us because that's very inspiring. So if a lot of people out there that's listening, it is a hope and there is a way. It just might take some time. What's up, Miss Nabia? How you doing? Peace and love.
Hey,
Hey,
hey.
Mr. Bear.
There is a way for you to shake what you have an addiction to, because a lot of people
Yeah.
too. If Tanya can tell you that she done been through it, a lot of more people has been through it too, and they can shake back from it. It's just all about how way your mindset is. But like we
Yeah, I'm not ashamed of my past because it helped me get to where I'm at today. And
exactly,
I
but
But
love life today, and I have a great spiritual life today that I
but
didn't have before.
Tanya, can I ask you one question?
Yeah.
Did your husband being in rehab with you helped you, or did it help? Didn't help? What did it really help you a lot?
Well, we started out as friends in rehab, and
Mm-hmm.
then I at one point I didn't have a place to stay, so I stayed with him. And then after a while we started dating, and then we both used together for a while, and then we were sober for a while, and then we used together, and then I just decided to get clean, and then he started a day after me, and there was a period of time that we didn't stay with each other. We
Right.
were still together, but he needed to work on him and I needed to work
Work
on
on
me.
yourself. Mm-hmm.
And we didn't break up, but we weren't together like we was 24/7. So we
Mm-hmm.
could work on each other's stuff.
Okay.
I'm
yeah,
on the chat thing. He just come in, he's like, "Who are you talking to?"
No, but Tanya, though, I mean, it's really good that I mean, a lot of people when they have personal things like that, oftentimes won't share it, but it's much needed because it's a lot of people, and I mean, you went to rehab and stuff. It's a lot of people out there, and every family member. I mean, I think every family has some form of this going on somewhere. That it's good for you to show that it is an upside to it if the person want it, and
Yeah.
it's not going to be easy. You're not saying it's going to be easy. It was hard for you. It's going to be hard for anybody. But if that person keep digging enough and they truly want it, it is a brighter side.
Yeah, because I guess since you
Yeah,
and
I tried it.
your husband
I
have that
worked
hope.
with people for a while and tried to help
Mm-hmm.
people. I was in a program and tried doing that. And it's great to be able to help somebody that needs help
Mm-hmm.
and to share your story with somebody.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's
I
good.
would say, like, when you said something about I'm gonna let you get on, Miss Nabia. I just got to say this one thing.
Hang on, I can't hear you guys. I'm gonna have to go out and then come back in
Okay.
because
All
I
right.
had a call come in.
Okay.
All right.
But
All right.
she was saying about how the prison system is broken. They literally have people right now sitting in prison doing years, all because they have a addiction.
Right.
Some people have addiction problems so bad they'll get they want to make their own drugs. You know what I'm saying? They'll go make their own drugs just to get high. And out of hand sanitizer, whatever wires, whatever they can get their hands on.
Yeah.
You can literally spend $30 in Walmart and get high all year. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, it's bad. It ain't got bad. Like, people will be up in there, they blow themselves up, all types of stuff. But the main thing about it is the system will pick them up fast. Like, oh, they got drugs. They need to go to jail. But this person
Mhm.
has an addiction problem, and you're letting them go to jail, and then when they get out, they're gonna repeat again because you didn't give them nothing in prison. You shouldn't even took them to prison because you're around a bunch of people who are in there for different crimes, and you're in there on drugs. They
learn how to be more of a troublemaker when they're in there, more of a felon.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
learn more, how to be in jail better when they go to prison. They learn more things to do instead of how to behave on the outside and be a better person.
No, I get it. Because basically what you're saying is like the bottom line is if a person went out there and got in a car crash, just say that for example, you pick them up, you might take them to the hospital. You don't take them to prison.
Right.
And you saying for certain crimes. Now, it's a difference if the person was on drugs, breaking in houses, or breaking the law, like
Right.
crime. then that's when they go to jail. But you saying if a person just got caught on drugs or whatever, they put them in a spot with no help. Like typically a person that was injured or, like I said, bleeding, leg bleeding, you take them to the hospital. But you saying they're taking them to the prisons, and then when they get them there, there's no help. So this person's sitting there with no help, and then around other people that's gonna pick up other bad habits on top of the drugs.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you're out there and you run out of money, we were scrapping and doing all kinds of crazy stuff to come up with money at the end to feed our addiction.
Mhm.
So they go in there and they learn other ways how to be a criminal.
Yep.
So if they come back out and they're trying to get high or, and they can't find it, they're going to be like, oh, this guy told me how to do this. This
Mhm.
guy told me how to rob this,
Right.
So
Right.
they know more of what to do and how to be a criminal. And they just need, addiction is a disease. They need care, just like if somebody had a heart attack, they get medical care. Addiction, you need to treat that person just like they're sick, because they are sick. Their thinking is sick. Everything about their body is sick. Everything about them sick.
No, I get you. I mean, it's almost like with the prison system, you almost need to send them. If you're gonna have prison systems and stuff like that, they got to be specified like hardcore criminals. Just like they got the ones for juveniles. If you're not old enough, you go to the juvenile system.
Right.
If you got a drug charge that's not violent or criminal, you know what I'm saying, as far as like
Right.
and all that stuff, maybe they should send you to a different location. You
Right.
incarcerated. So, but then those can focus more on the rehab.
Right. I'm not saying people shouldn't pay for their crimes, but I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Someplace special. Yeah.
I mean, because they still incarcerated, but they're in a thing where these people are here for this reason. All of them got some kind of drug issue. Now you can specialize with classes or whatever that you're given to that location.
Right.
Drug class don't mean nothing in a regular prison when this person in there for God knows what. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm getting that with here. So it's like different things. But maybe you're right about that.
That makes sense.
And
yeah,
then
it makes a lot of sense.
Maybe those ain't got to be so high security prisons, like different facilities. You know what I mean? That you said.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry?
Makes a lot of sense.
Miss Nadia, what's up?
What's up?
No. Check this out.
What's up?
No, you popped up. You tell me what's up.
Right. Well, we're talking about prisons. We're sharing prison stories, right?
Yeah. Right. Okay, we sharing prison stories.
We talking
about up and we was talking over you, and then I come back and say, "Hey, what's up?" Then you're gonna look at me and say, "No, you tell me what's up."
No. I'll tell you what's up. Don't worry.
No, go ahead, though.
No, we talking about women that's like Christiana and Destine and Lindsay. How they keep going back to jail, like because of their addiction problem, but the prison keeps locking them back up and knowing that they're gonna come back. And the only thing they like threaten them with is jail. Like,
well, if we want to go into past the girls, but going into a little bit into the system, it's kind of set up that way anyway. These prisons were set up as businesses. These prison cells have to be filled up, even overfilled. So the turnover is even more. So people making phone calls, people reoffending, being there, making phone calls, the food, catering companies, electricity companies. It's all about money making, really.
They got the privately owned ones.
Yes, all of those privately owned ones, you guys have a slightly different system to us. But I mean, I grew up in Holland, but Holland was slightly more lenient. I mean, I remember my brother getting into trouble here and there, not for drugs or not taking drugs. He wasn't an addict or anything, but the system was slightly more lenient. Whereas here in the UK, I think for the same things he was doing over there, you probably would do more time. But then with you guys over there, I mean, you're doing life for a joint. Like, it's ridiculous. So I think if the system that you guys had was over here, even with the drug abuses and whatnot, I think people would spend a lot more time in jail. I think here you probably maybe do get referred to drug, you probably do get given a chance if you keep, let's say, shoplifting, stealing from shops, right? If you reoffend in the same shopping center, I mean, they could advise you and, say to you, do you want some help? But unless that person wants to change, they're going to just reoffend, aren't they? So I think that's the problem. But then you've got mental health. Like you said, if you're bleeding, they would take you to the hospital. But if your brain's bleeding, they don't see that, do they? Hypothetically.
Right.
So
right.
I think mental health is a big problem because we've had issues where people have been arrested and died. There was a documentary on about a black guy actually the other night on the BBC here in the UK, and two guys actually. There was two lads on there, and they were, some of them, I think one of them had issues with schizophrenia or some sort of mental health, and because of them not understanding how to deal with them, in the end the boy died in jail. I mean, they roughed him up, apparently, allegedly the police roughed him up, but in the end he died because they don't know how to deal with these sort of people. So I think mental health is a bigger issue more than anything.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
we have
people that have addiction and alcoholism have some form of mental health issues too.
Yeah. We have that same issue in on my island too, because most times like those guys act out, they'll call the police for them, and then the police are not trained to handle them. So
No.
they usually end up getting beaten up and stuff like that because right now they're not in the right state of mind. But then they're trying to do something about it. Hopefully they will do something about it, like give them better training. But then, like I said, it all goes down to the whole system. Like they don't train. They need to train those people, like either whether it be a police officer, whatever it is, train them, give them more, invest more money into training them. It might curb on it a little bit, but I don't think that problem would ever be solved because that's not an easy problem to solve.
Because they can train you, but the views you have and the thoughts that you have and the intentions you have as a police officer is always personal, isn't it? You could be in a team of 5 and there could be 2 with ill intentions and the other 3 are like, what are you doing? Leave the man, just arrest him and do it properly. You always have that, don't you? So I think in the end they can train and on paper, statistically, they can say, oh, we've trained the new force that the new people we're taking on, we've trained them all under the new no racist and understand what you're doing and, all of that. But at the end of the day, when people go home, they still have their own views about, what they do on the job.
Well, if you take an addict to the hospital, if they're having issues or whatever, doctors don't know how to handle them. They get all the education they get like hardly anything about addiction. So I don't know what they get on mental health. I know there's doctors that specialize in it, but if you're having an issue where they take you to the ER, I mean, what do they actually know to help them? They probably don't get that much education. They just, they end up locking you up, and then you have doctors that specialize in it. But, when you're first having issues, they don't know how to treat you and help you out.
Yeah, that's what's up, Perry.
Yeah. Well, I was just reading the thing. I think it was Nurse Nerd. She was saying that a lot of mental, like rehab places scam a lot. It's a bad problem though. Like I'm saying, like I understand that all these people, they send them to a lot of people, just businesses out for their money.
Yeah.
But the government got to know this and say, well, if we're going to incarcerate these people, you have to put them in a spot where that they're getting the proper treatment. Sort of. And they had a small crime section, right? And you just go through the whole thing. I think that person when they come out, they be like, oh, that was stupid or whatever. They ain't learning nothing bigger. You can deal with those issues probably more on a general basis than when you got a skill from, I got caught with a little drugs to the worst crime. And you got them all in the same yard. You know what I'm saying? Like now you get to have more specialists on board. If you had to have surgery for your brain, you don't go to a knee surgeon.
No.
No. You see what I'm saying? So try to more break it down and specialize it a little bit more. But these people need help. And then really, in some cases, some crimes with just getting caught with a little drugs on you here or there might not need to be incarcerated. You might just need to be fined.
Yeah.
You know,
But then what you just said with the people being in the same yard as the real offenders, you know, can you imagine? Then imagine somebody starts a fight with you, you defend yourself. Now you're in there for attempted murder, and you're only paying there for a little bit of drugs. Do you know what I mean? And I think in America, that's what happens a lot, because you do, as a freshie or a newbie or a noob, whatever they want to call it, you probably do get put under pressure if you're put in a high risk security, like a high risk prison, should I say. So you can imagine maybe people will intimidate you. You're only supposed to be there for a couple of months, but here you are, you know, getting into fights and whatever, and they're adding time upon time. This is how people get stuck in a chain as well a lot of the time.
They need to be able to assess people better, you know, do assessments on everybody to find out exactly what the problem is. You know, why are they fighting? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? You know, why are they shoplifting? You know, maybe there's an underlying issue. Instead of just keep throwing people in jails, you know, but like you said, especially these private prisons, they want them filled up.
Yeah, but the biggest problem with prisons, and I think it's most likely, that's just my opinion, all over the world, the problem is the staff and the drugs, because they don't pay those guys. Sometimes they don't pay those guys enough to handle the kind of strain and pressure. And then that already it deters you from wanting to be there, but you just go in there to probably just pay your bills.
Right.
So sometimes you just want, if you get a little extra drugs to sell, you get the drugs, you sell it, you make more money. So sometimes it's just that they probably need to figure out a way to make those guys be paid better, and like I say, better training. And then it will avoid them from the temptation of people, outside people, you know, handing them stuff to sell in there to make more money for themselves. So there's a lot of things that need to be looked at when it comes to those situations.
I'll say this though, somebody did make a good point. They said that there was a correctional officer. I just posted it like a minute ago back. They said that they was around a correctional officer, and the correctional officer told them that COs are just like prisoners too. We just haven't been caught yet.
I believe that.
And so that does show you that the system is really messed up in a certain way. That COs could be, they doing a lot of stuff too, but then they got these people in prison that then got these small petty crimes. Like, why are they sending them to this dog pen? You know, like basically it's like a dog pen. Like dogs controlling dogs, like, but you got the top ones that's controlling the littler ones and telling them what to do. And then so they know everything was going on in the prisons. They just don't care. They turn a blind eye to it if the money is right. You see what I'm saying? But
welcome to America.
Yep.
Well, as far as the system is concerned, I actually worked for a laboratory that worked for these high-end treatment addicting facilities in South Florida. When I tell you high-end clientels, the issue with this whole process was they put so much funding into us, it allowed everyone to want a piece of the money. It's to the fact that there's so many physicians that actually got caught up by selling narcotics and, you know, prescription illegally, so that they would make so much money into the practice. Overall, the health of the person getting clean, no one cared about. As long as we would tell you, okay, well, you make sure the narcotics are out of your system within 3 to 5 business days, and you're down here, and in a sense, they're pretty much pimping the drugs back to you so that you can stay in the treatment centers. A lot of times, the people who are in the treatment centers, they don't have insurance. They are coming from a very wealthy background. So the families, the parents are paying for them to stay there. So they're thinking, hey, I'm sending Destine from Wisconsin down to the treatment center in Florida, not realizing that Destine is getting pimped out. We're making all the money, and Destine's still gonna end up back on drugs, and he's just gonna be stuck down here in South Florida and can't go back home because the money ran out. At the end of the day, there was never
that drove from Ohio to Florida to get pills.
Yeah, there was no actual treatment. And then when you do end up in the system, as far as like you guys have said, you end up in jail. The correctional officers, they're not there to help guide you into, hey, like Miss Tanya said, what's causing you to shoplift? What's causing all these pains that happened to you when you were younger? Let's work through those systems so that you don't end up back in the system. But they put you around, like Miss Novia said, you're around the biggest people who have murdered people, who have done all kinds of things to other people. You're like a small fish in a big world that's not here for the games. So what do you do when you haven't actually dealt with a person's mental state? And we still haven't actually resolved, why are you using drugs?
It's addicting. I guess it's addicting to them. Like Nurse just said, well, she's seen the people who manufacture them or whatever who make them. They know these people are gonna get addicted. Like, that's the most craziest thing I done heard all day. You said that these people be making the drugs, knowing that it's gonna get these people, they're gonna get addicted to it.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, the people that made OxyContin just got sued for a bunch of money.
Oh,
remember, you came in for a back surgery and you end up as a drug addict.
Exactly. I heard that one a lot.
And that's so true.
That's how I ended up an addict, was pills from a doctor.
Yeah.
Yep, you could have surgery, anything. Even like giving birth. They here in the UK, I think they gave me cocodamol. You know, that's that strong paracetamol. I think if you take 2, they recommend you taking 2 every couple of hours, but that's like pain after giving birth. So you can imagine if you like crush that down and sniff it. People do those things. No, I'm not giving ideas, people. Don't do that. It's not recommended. Sorry, I forgot. It's not recommended.
You can't give me no ideas I haven't done.
It's not recommended.
But
you got a side hustle.
Yeah.
No, but it is. There's this cook I was working with, and he had some foot surgery, but he was curing, and the doctor gave him some pills. So he realized every time he takes 2 of them, he gets high. So one time we at work, I seen the guy knocking over the coffee, knocking over stuff. I was like, "What's wrong with you?" He's like, "You want to try them?" I was like, "No."
You see what I mean?
He realized every time he takes 2 pills, he gets high. So sometimes he would take 1. When you see under pressure, like when he done cooking, you just take 2 and just be sitting there, go sleep, or just get high off the 2 pills. But I was like, "Oh, I didn't know those pills were that effective."
But you see what I mean? You see that feeling that he got. Imagine you want that feeling again and again, and slowly you're an addict. You don't even realize within a couple of months you're looking to go to another. I heard that's what they do in America. You're doctor hopping. You can't do that here.
Well, the only thing is, now I don't know about other states, but what they do with us, there's a system that we go into, medical professionals. They look up your name and your social security number, and every doctor, every physician has an MRN number. So based off of that, they can track, okay, Perry, you just had your Oxycontins filled 30 days ago. What are you doing in Pensacola, Florida, when you were just down in West Palm Beach filling out your Oxycontin, Perry?
I think that's that way everywhere. It's that way here in Ohio.
Why were you there, Perry?
I think that's that way everywhere, because it's that way in Ohio too, which all my doctors, I was honest and told them, look, I can't have anything. I'm an addict. Everybody knows. All my doctors know. I'm honest with everybody.
And what they're honestly supposed to do is like, okay, same way with Perry getting his oxycodone. You have to, you have to take Perry off the drugs for 3 to 5 days. Say, okay, Perry, naturally, what are some homeopathic things that you can do to make you minimize the pain? Are you exercising? Are you stretching? Are you using hot pads, cold pads? Are you other things outside of the medication to get you off of it? And then slowly they'll wean you back on, because, you know, it is unhealthy with that.
No, that's true.
Yeah, I just had major surgery not this November, the past November, where I had my aorta going down to my legs 90% blocked. And I had it done, and then my wound opened up, and I had a wound vac for 3 months. And I was on Percocet. I was on Percocets for from November until March, and it was hard. It was real hard, but I weaned back off of them. But I had to be on them for that, you know. There's sometimes you have to, and it's hard when you're an addict and then something like that happens, and you have to be back on pain medicine, and you have to really be careful.
Wow.
But all the doctors knew, and was, you know, I had nurses coming in and out of the house, and it was a hard situation.
But also that's why having family is very much a strong support system, because like you said, he had a coworker that was dozing in and out. But if we ever see Perry come on here dozing in and out, everybody's going to be on high alert. Perry, what the heck is wrong with you? So when you have that love and that support, you literally have family members where I've seen that they'll go inside the house, they'll dump all those pills. Listen, I don't care how like you crying and all that other stuff. I don't care. I love you too much to see your life spiral out like this. So whatever that family member has to do, they will be there with that person through and throughout.
But nurse, don't get me wrong. I did have a talk with him though about that. I tried to get him to stop doing that. But like you say, if they want to change or if they want to stop, they'll stop. But he was having fun. He wasn't listening.
And that's true. But Didi, one person compared to a village, you need a village. They really do need a village.
Yeah.
Because again, a psychiatrist or psychologist and the doctors and the nurses, we don't know these people. We only meet you for whatever the time that the insurance company has allotted within those 20 days of 100% copay and things of that sort. Outside of that, when the finances dry up, okay, y'all, see you later. Here's your discharge paperwork. Good luck. Bye.
Yeah. I mean, because hell, they make more money by you returning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're on the last words. Y'all got any last words to say before I wrap it up?
Just thanks you guys for letting me share and nobody judging.
Thank you, Tanya.
Thanks for sharing.
Oh, no, Tanya, you know what though? I mean, I can't judge that because I'm proud of you personally.
Thank you, Barry.
I mean, and everybody got some kind of addiction. I got a smoking addiction. But like everybody said, like y'all said in the thing, my wife tell me, everybody tell me it's not good. I know it's not good, but until I'm ready, I'm not gonna make the change.
Well,
I quit heroin and still can't quit smoking.
Let me tell you something, Terry. One of my uncles got a heart attack from smoking, and then I can tell you, after he got the mild heart attack, as soon as he got out of the hospital, first thing he did was when he started walking and he stopped, he quit smoking. Now, there was sometimes it takes something to scare you for you to stop. But I just hope eventually you stop as well.
Oh, yeah, no. I agree. I mean, because, hell, I would like it myself. But I just know, like I said, you can want anything for somebody else until that person actually want it for themselves. And it's not like the person don't know they can do better if they stop. It's a choice.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm being honest. Like Tanya, I'm being honest. It's a choice. I know.
Yep.
But like you said, if things get to a point to where, it get to me, whether an injury or whatever, surgery or something, or just family members leaving, something drastic enough to make me change, then it might speed up the process. A person don't change until they're ready.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Or if not,
I definitely would like to commend Tanya again. Pretty much getting off of like drug addiction is a huge thing. So congratulations. Thank you for sharing your story. Gio, thanks for having this as a subject. And anyone that is dealing with anything of this sort, please, any family members, don't give up on your loved one. Everybody, it is a village. Continue to support the person, push love into them, but make sure that you do understand, like Perry said, it is their choice, but make sure that they understand, hey, this is where it can lead you to. A lot of people, they don't realize that once I'm done with you and you cut them off, you need to be done. And unfortunately, if they're still hanging around the same people, those same people will still push those drugs into them.
Exactly. Everything you said is right.
And now, Miss Avia, if you can send me like $1,000, I might be getting closer to the way there.
We're gonna wrap it up. I'm just gonna say this: everybody has some type of addiction out there. What if it's because I'm addicted to food? You know what I'm saying? I have a bad. I'm not gonna lie, I eat food all day. Like I'll eat something and then I'm like, I'm not even full. I'm still hungry. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad addiction, though.
You forgot one more addiction. You don't like to put clothes on.
Hey, Gio, Didi got an addiction to bad Wi-Fi. Yeah, no, for real though. I mean, Gio, that's a good topic, man, because a lot of people need to know that. I think because oftentimes when you get in a rut, you need to see somebody who came out of it.
Yeah.
And when Tanya come on and talk about that story, she's saying, hey, you can. Sometimes you need to know somebody, you know, have a personal witness saying, hey, you can do it. Not just a counselor telling you that never had the problem. You can do it, Gio. But when somebody went through it, it means more coming from that kind of person. For me.
I hope I help somebody tonight.
You know what? It only takes one.
That's right.
One, Tanya.
It only takes one.
Yeah.
You helped a lot of people. I'm pretty sure they're going to go back and hear what you just said. And maybe it might keep them out of jail. You know, maybe it might save. You might have saved a couple of people's lives today. And thank you for doing so much, because, and I'm very proud of you, you know, for able to stand sober. You know, like, that's a good thing. More blessings to you to come, you know. So at the end of the day, we're going to still support you, Tanya, and we love your story. We love you as a person. Don't think that nobody don't love you or care for you. We here for you anytime you need us to be here for you. But I'm going to wrap it up, y'all. And I want to shout y'all channels out. I'm going to start from the bottom and up. So, Tanya, if you have a channel or Instagram you want these people to follow you on, you know, maybe, you know what you should do? I should do something different. Maybe you should if you want to send somebody like pointers to like some of the programs you've done before, you can shout that out too as well.
Yeah. My email is KOOLTONYA@Yahoo. If anybody wants to get a hold of me, I don't know what my Instagram is. I don't, because I get on there and look at everybody else.
I can't laugh at it because I was thinking for a second. I remember mine, then I looked at Dee Dee and I got confused.
I don't remember what it is, but I mean, if you could post it or whatever, I don't know what my Instagram is, but it's all lowercase, KOOL. It's Cool Tanya, but it's Tanya with an O. Somebody set it up for me years ago and I never changed it. But it's at Yahoo if anybody wants to email me, and then I can get on Instagram and we can talk or whatever. I'm more than happy to talk to anybody that needs help or just wants, you know, some, you know, lifting up or whatever.
Thank you. Some encouragement. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys welcome. That's a problem.
Like I said previously, anyone that does have anyone that's going through this horrible situation, please make sure you guys reach out to Miss Tanya. It is best to get it from someone who's been through it, because the physicians, the psychiatrists, the nurses, we don't know the battle. All we know is based off of whatever school book work that we know. That's it. I've never walked that walk. I don't know what to tell you. And please make sure that the village understands that you need to be there for your loved one. I don't care what high-end facility you send them to. You need to go down there and make sure you do a weekly checkup with them, because you never know what's really going on down there. So on all social media platforms, we are The Nurse and Nerd.
Yep. Miss Nabia.
Yeah.
Final words, Miss Nabia. Final words.
I don't even know why you asked me, unless you want me to make another joke about it and be like, yeah, I got a little channel, but it ain't up yet. Then
I don't want no trouble. we don't want no trouble.
You know, I'm gonna keep using that joke till the Brooklyn channel is up, because.
All right, Perry. Matter of fact.
You can reach me at Perry Sanders 007 at IG.
Yep.
Yeah, well, likewise, me, DD EVE007 on IG, and my channel is DD758. I'll be coming on in about the next hour. I have a good topic to discuss tonight, so let's just hope you guys chime in, and then you guys can give me your thoughts on the topic I came up with.
Yep. Hey, but I got a special guest backstage. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drop you, Nurse and Nerd. Is that cool?
Let me.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm gonna see you in a minute. Thank you for stopping through, Nurse and Nerd. Peace and love.
Peace and love. Thanks for having me.
All right, bye, Nurse.
Bye.
What's up? What's up?
Still not up here.
See, Brooklyn, you know it's just a joke. You know that, right?
I'm not taking it.
Yeah, okay, good.
Last words anyway, so you know what time it is.
Hey, for real. For real. Y'all had me.
Shout out your channel, D Brooklyn.
I got something to say to Miss Tanya right there. Y'all had me in my bag right there. You and Nurse and Nerd. Because mental health is serious, and within this, they don't take it within the medical field in the right direction it needs to go to. Because when you have mental problems or you're going through something and you seek help, they stick you in with everybody. They stick you in with people who want to do themselves in. They stick you with people on drugs. They stick you in with schizophrenic people, and you're all together. And it's not right. There's no individualism in anything. So you're all in a group together, and none of y'all know what's going on. So there needs to be reform in the prison systems and in the mental health systems. Period. Yep. And that's my last words.
All right.
Yep.
And I appreciate what you said.
Thanks, D Brooklyn. Thank you.
Thank you, D Brooklyn. Shout out your channel for us again.
What's your last words? Come on now.
You know we playing. You know we just playing.
I know.
All right.
Well, there we have it, y'all. You know, since D Brooklyn don't want to shout his channel out, he don't want to shout his Instagram out.
Get your thoughts together, Gio. Get your thoughts together.
Harry Sanders at YouTube.
Gio Malak YouTube. And
I'm thinking about another channel. I'm thinking about another channel. It's gonna be called Perry's Way.
All right, but yeah, I got another channel too. It's I got a cooking channel. I ain't posting no video.
Yo, go check, honestly, everyone go check out Gio's cooking channel. You'll see Gio.
Okay, I know. Come on now.
Gio using a frying pan. Gio be holding up like
yeah.
Black Forest, Harry had pictures too.
He got the grill with grass on it. I look popping.
Yo, check out this cooking channel. I tell you, you'll have a good laugh because he was just starting off and he's so aggressive in what he wants to get in. And he grabbing the frying pan, he grabbing it like, and I was like, what the
yeah.
So go check him out. Go check out this cooking channel. You'll like it. Trust me.
He said he liked to eat.
Facts. But then we
got something right here.
Then we have it. We're gonna get up out of here. Y'all know the vibe, y'all know the proper room etiquette. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs down. Follow me on IG, Gio_said_it. Follow me also on YouTube at Gio Malak. Make sure when you subscribe to the channel, you hit the sub button and then you hit the notification bell at the top. Don't hit the one at the bottom with the X in the middle, but hit the one at the top. They got the little things like this so it can ring every time I be notified when I go.
So much detail.
We got to give them detail because some of these people, they going to go to the different things. You know
Actually, I had people go and unsubscribe to me. I just said, hell, forget it. Hey, Diddy, we'll catch you in an hour, brother. We'll catch you in an hour.
Yep, Diddy. For sure. But
right,
y'all, we're going to piece these people out. 1, 2, 3.
Peace, everybody.
Bye.
Peace and love.
Bye.
Bye.
That girl said bye.